àbọ̀yè bọ́ ṣíṣe.
Ó yá gbójú sókè. Kí lorúkọ ẹ? Mi ò gbọ́. Kọ́láwọlé Azeez. Orúkọ kẹta tó ń jẹ́ ńkọ́? Tìjàní. Alias wo làwọn èèyàn máa ń pè ẹ́? Olówó. Ọmọ ìlú wo ni ẹ? Ọjàba nílé Ìbà. Ó tó ọmọ ọdún mélòó? 45 years. Iṣẹ́ wo ló ń ṣe? Iṣẹ́ ẹran. Ó ti tó ọdún mélòó tó ti ń ṣe? 20 years tó ti ń ṣe. Ilé ìwé wo ló lọ? Methodist ti bo? Òkè Àdó. Secondary school ńkọ́? Òkè Bọ́lá conference. Ṣé o ti marry? Ìyàwó mélòó ló fẹ́? Méjì. Ọmọ mélòó ló bí? 6. Iṣẹ́ wo ló tún ṣe lẹ́yìn iṣẹ́ ẹran tó ń ṣe yìí? Bẹ́ẹ̀ iṣẹ́ ẹran yìí ṣó o kọ́ ni àbí bó ló ṣe jẹ́? O kọ́ ọdún mélòó? Ta ló kọ́ ẹ? Ta lọ̀gá ẹ? Kí lorúkọ ẹ? Kasimu. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ẹran ẹ̀ ń jí gbé ni o. Bó lẹ ṣe máa ń ṣe? Ó yá sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe máa ń ṣe. Kí lẹ máa dà sílẹ̀ fún wọn? Lẹ́yìn tó bá mú ẹran tán kí ló máa ń ṣe fáwọn ẹran yẹn? Ó máa fi lẹ̀ lẹ́nu. Ẹ̀kẹ́ lórí ìtawà mú ẹ. Ìgbà tá a kọ́kọ́ mú ẹ ibo ló lọ? Agodi ni. Ìgbà tó wá dé o ò fiṣẹ́ yẹn lẹ̀ náà o. O ò fi lẹ̀. Kí ló wá fẹ́ kí gbogbo ọmọ Nàìjíríà ṣe fún ẹ báyìí? No, ó sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ lákọ̀ọ́kọ́ náà. Ọmọ aṣá mélòó ló ń lò? Mélòó ló ní? Méjì. Ìkejì dà? Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ mọ́júmọ́ láàárọ̀ yìí? Àdúgbò wo ni wọ gẹ́gẹ́ kọ́lé sí? Àgọ́. Ilé mélòó ló kọ́ ságọ̀? Ilé méjì ló kọ́ ságọ̀. Kí lorúkọ ọbẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́? Ojàsọpẹ́. Gbogbo àwọn aládùúgbò yẹn dẹ̀ mẹ́. Wọ́n mọ̀ kíṣẹ́ yìí ló ń ṣe. Wọ́n ló joyè kan lẹ́nujọ́ mẹ́ta ẹ̀. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni wọ́n láwọn kan fi ọ joyè lẹ́nujọ́ mẹ́ta ẹ̀. Ó joyè. Kí lorúkọ tiẹ̀? Fatai kí ló ń jẹ́? Iṣẹ́ wo ló ń ṣe? Ta ló kọ iṣẹ́? Sọ̀rọ̀ àwọn wo òun ló kọ ẹ. Ó ti tọ́dún mélòó tó ti wà ńbẹ̀? A mú àbá àti ìmú ẹ. Ibo náà gbé yín lọ? Wọ́n gbé yín lọ kóòtù. Lẹ́yìn ìgbà tó tún dé ńkọ́? Ẹ̀kẹ́ lórí ètò tún ti ṣe lẹ́nu ìgbà tó dé látàgbé ṣé wọ́n já yín ságodi? Kóòtù náà ti gba béèlì yín. Agodi ẹ̀sùn bẹ̀ ìjọ yẹn náà lè jáde. Bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́ wo ló wá fẹ́ kọ́ gbogbo àwọn èèyàn báyìí? Bàbá olówó wọ́n parọ́ mẹ́ ni o. Kò wù ẹ mọ́? Mọ́tò mélòó ló ní lẹ́nu iṣẹ́ yìí? Mélòó ló kù báyìí? Ìgbà wo la mú ẹ? Sótì pòṣù kan tá a mú ẹ ni? Só pọ́sẹ̀ mẹ́ta tá a mú ẹ? Só yẹ kó padà sẹ́nu iṣẹ́ yẹn? Àárọ̀ ẹ̀ náà ni.
Ìmọ̀ ẹ jẹ́ kí a mọ̀. So kò sí ọ̀rọ̀ tó jẹ́ Yorùbá nínú Ifá, and Ifá is the database of our character, is the database of our spirituality. Ifá is not just spiritual, Ifá is philosophical. Ohun Ifá tí mo pè lẹ́ẹ̀kan tí mo sọ pé thank you BK for sharing, thank you. Ohun Ifá kan tí mo pè lẹ́ẹ̀kan tí mo ní alálàásùn burúkú apẹ̀rọ̀rọ̀ ní purọ́ tọfá jẹ́ adífá fún àgbààgbà Ìjẹ̀bú. That is the historical part of Ifá. Ó ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ohun tí ó ṣẹlẹ̀ nígbà kan láàrin àwọn àgbààgbà Ìjẹ̀bú àti Ifẹ̀. So Ifá addresses historical, events, àwọn nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ní ẹ̀yìn. So Ifá is not just spiritual. Bí Professor Sophie ṣe sọ, ó ní.
Pé ànábì lọ sọ́mọ̀ ó lọ gbàrún wá irọ́ ni. Mythology. Ó ní kó rún sọ̀kalẹ̀, ó bá lóun léjìká, irọ́ ni. Òṣùpá ó là sí méjì, ó sọ̀kalẹ̀, irọ́ ni. Tí ń bá rìn lọ, ẹsẹ̀ méjèèjì ní máa ń rìn lápapọ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kan náà, irọ́ ni. Ńgbà wọn bí wọ́n dákú ẹ̀ wá, irọ́ ni. Ó ṣe déédéé kẹ́nìkan ní àfáà kan sọ̀rọ̀ lọ́mọ oṣù mẹ́fà. Irọ́ yẹn ti wà tipẹ́tipẹ́.
Gbogbo wa náà la gbọ́ nǹkan tí àfáà sọ. Gbogbo nǹkan tẹ́ ti mọ̀ nípa Islam láti bẹ̀rẹ̀ dópin, irọ́ ni. Wípé márùn-ún ni òpó ẹ̀sìn Islam, irọ́ ni. Wípé Allah òun náà ni Ọlọ́run Olódùmarè, irọ́ ni. Wípé èṣù òun náà ni Shaitan, irọ́ ni. Wípé wọ́n rán Muhammadu wá sí wa nílẹ̀ Yorùbá, irọ́ ni. Wípé ẹ máa jẹ ìyanu sàárè, irọ́ ni. Wípé iná kan wà níbì kan àtàlùjọ náà kan wà níbì kan táwọn kan máa lọ, irọ́ ni. Gbogbo irọ́ yìí lásán tán kójọ yìí wọ́n kàn fi ń dẹ́rù ba àwa ọmọ Oòduà ni. Torí èròǹgbà wọn ni pé kí a gọ̀ kí gbogbo wa ká di mùsùlùmí kí wọ́n bá lè gbalẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ wa. Wọ́n á sọ fún wa pé orúkọ wa ò dá, ká pààrọ̀ orúkọ wa, ká pààrọ̀ èdè wa, ká pààrọ̀ àṣà wa, ká gbé ti Lárúbáwá wọ̀, kan Arabize wa, tó bá ti Arabize wa kí ló tún kù ó ti tàn. Wọ́n ti gba gbogbo ilẹ̀. Àwọn Lárúbáwá máa wá, wọ́n á máa sọ fún yín pé ilẹ̀ yìí orúkọ tẹ́ fún yìí kọ́ ló jẹ́, ẹ jẹ́ ká change ẹ̀. Wọ́n á máa fún wọn lórúkọ Lárúbáwá, igbó ilẹ̀ yìí ó ti lọ. In the next 500,000 years ẹ kàn rí pé gbogbo ilẹ̀ adúláwọ̀ ó ti dàbí Egypt, ó ti dàbí Algeria, ó ti dàbí Tunisia. Wọ́n ti gba gbogbo ilẹ̀. So nǹkan tó máa ń fi ẹ̀sìn Islam ṣe nìyẹn. Ṣé gbogbo àwọn àfáà tó ń parọ́ fún wa yìí tó ń sọ pé Ọlọ́run sọ pé ní Al-Quran, irọ́ ni wọ́n ń pa fún yín. Irọ́ ni gbogbo wọn ń pa. Tẹ́ ẹ bá ti rí wọn ẹ gba etí wọn, ẹ wọ comment section wọn, ẹ gbé wọn ṣépè torí pé lórí burúkú ni wọn. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wọn ọmọ àlè ni wọn. Tẹ́ ẹ bá rọ ọmọ ọkọ ó máa sòdodo fún yín pé wọ́n bí wa sínú kíní ni o. Àwa náà dẹ̀ mọ̀ nǹkan kan tí a fẹ́ ṣe. Ẹ kí oníkálukú lọ ṣàwárí ara ẹ̀. Ẹ̀sìn Islam irọ́ lásán ni. Mo sọ yìí mo dúró.
Kindly subscribe to YouTube channel and follow on Facebook page at Dr. Zabby's Talk Show.
Ifa is this. Ifa has Babalawo Fadipe, can you help me quote that Sheti Eti pàdé ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn from Professor
Quite the body of knowledge. It contains physics.
Absolutely.
It contains mathematics. It contains.
But it's not mathematics.
Science. But it's not science. It contains mathematics, but it's not math. So it's
Absolutely.
It's an encyclopedia. How would I put it in the right word? We don't put an encyclopedia of everything and all things.
Yes.
Encyclopedia of everything. So we will be telling you if I need gongo ni ìṣẹ̀ṣe tá ń pè. I see that Rookie is here. Àwọn a máa ní láti máa sọ English díẹ̀ díẹ̀ àwọn
òyìnbó wa.
Wọ́n wà lórí ìkànnì.
Yeah. Rookie is
there.
Yes, Rookie is here.
So Ifá yẹn gangan ní ìṣẹ̀ṣe, right? Tẹ́ bá wò, let me try and see in English because your ìṣẹ̀ṣe tá à ń ṣe yìí kì í ṣe nǹkan tá à ń ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn náà. Nítorí ìṣẹ̀ṣe là ń jẹ́, àwa gangan ní ìṣẹ̀ṣe. Now, I don't need to believe in ìṣẹ̀ṣe because ìṣẹ̀ṣe is me, is my culture, is everything. There's nothing, I can't remove myself from it. But do you know what? If I have to take somebody else's ìṣẹ̀ṣe, I have to believe it. And because it's somebody else's culture, it's like now the Islam is the culture of the Arabs. But for it to become a culture to me here, for it to become a culture to me, it has got to be a religion. I don't know whether I'm understanding, I'm getting that message across.
Yes. You are making a very profound point. Yes, please go ahead.
For another person's culture to be a culture for me here, it has got to be a religion, because I have to believe it to become it, to accept it into my space. Islam in Arab is not their religion, because of course there is a spirituality of religion and culture emerged in Islam and so on, but is the culture predominantly is the culture of the Arabs. But for me to accept it, I have to believe it, that okay, Allah is the most merciful, is the one and the only, blah blah blah, and so. I have to believe it, though I've never experienced it, but I have to believe it, and that is when it becomes a religion for me. Somebody else's culture becomes a religion for you once you believe in it. Christianity is a religion of another culture, is a culture of another people, but for it to come into my space, I have to believe in it, and that's when it becomes a religion. Isheshe is not a religion because I'm here. It is here with me. So for somebody else, maybe in Brazil, or probably let's say in the US, who wants to come into Isheshe, he has to believe in Isheshe. Then the Isheshe now becomes a religion for him,
Right.
because he's not immersed in Isheshe in itself.
Right.
So Isheshe, for anybody, àwọn ọmọ Kóòtù Òjíire, àwọn ọmọ Káàárọ̀ Òjíire, Isheshe is a life for you, is your lifestyle. You can't remove it for it. You can't exempt me for it. So for anybody to practice Christianity in CE, which is the religion of the Europeans, religion of the Romans, and religion of the Romans. Tẹ́bá ní pé kẹ́mu wá sọ́dọ̀ yín sìn yìí, ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ believe. Now you have to believe in Jesus as your personal Lord and Savior. Jesus tó tiẹ̀ ní any connection pẹ̀lú ẹ. No link, nothing. No link, nothing. You have to believe in it, in somebody else's culture, because it has to be a religion for you to have that culture within your space. And that is why I said that is a lot of wasted energy that you have to amass your own emotional state, your own energy, and start believing something that is outside of your own space, a culture that is outside of your space, when you have the same, in fact, powerful portals, powerful source of energy all over your own locality. So òun ló fi jẹ́ wípé tí àwọn tó máa ń ṣe Islam tó máa ń ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀ máa rí wọn pé behaviours wọn kò kí align, because you are thinking from a different perspective and you are actually acting up something different entirely. And that's what about wo ọmọlúwàbí lára wọn ẹ ní rí ìwà ọmọlúwàbí yẹn lára wọn, torí ìkan tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ ní orí wọn ó ti yàtọ̀. But tẹ́bá gbé wọn sìn, ká gbé wọn lọ sí irú Arab yẹn sìn, they will function well. They will function well. It's just like putting taking a fish from the river and putting in an aquarium. So they will function well the moment you move them to that Arab world, right? And that is why the culture Isheshe in itself is not something that you are doing. I don't know how much explain it. It's not something that you are practicing. It's my lifestyle. Look at what I'm wearing now.
It's me. Yeah. Ben.
We'll get fila. Mo tọ̀pá ìlẹ̀kẹ̀, mo gbé ìlẹ̀kẹ̀ sọ́rùn, mo wọ dànsíkí mi. This is my Isheshe.
Yes.
Ìlú kan ló wà bẹ́ẹ̀. Ẹ bá rí àwọn tó wà nídìí àwọn èèyàn náà ló wà nídìí ẹ̀. All these things are clearly spelled out. So why would I take up somebody else's culture and make it a religion for myself? So you're actually doing yourself a very great disservice doing that. And that is why tí Olódùmarè bá ti ní understanding ni lórí Ìṣẹ̀ṣe yìí, ó máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí yé wa yékéyéké lórí bá àwọn èèyàn ṣe máa rìn.
So tí mo bá máa ẹ ṣeun bàbá. ẹ jẹ́ kí n kí yín lẹ́yìn. You will soon come up again I will bring you up again. Mo kàn fẹ́ sáré sọ̀rọ̀ yìí.
Okay.
Ǹjẹ́ ó ṣeé ṣe fún mi láti wà nínú ìṣẹ̀ṣe? Is it possible for me to be a Christian, love Christianity, and you know, if you are a Christian, you must love the Western way of doing things. You just, you want to force yourself to wear suit and tie, even inside a very, brazen sun. You want to, or blazing sun rather. You want to just force yourself to do this, to do that, to be accepted by, the people that brought this religion. Tí àwọn aláwọ̀ funfun tí wọ́n bá wá báwo oníṣẹ̀ṣe wọ́n máa ń tẹríba ní o, ṣùgbọ́n tí àwọn aláwọ̀ funfun bá kìrìsìtẹ́nì pàdé, kìrìsìtẹ́nì yẹn ló máa tẹríba fún wọn, because aláwọ̀ funfun yẹn jọ picture Jésù tí ó wà ní church wọn, and that is why they must give you that picture to meditate over time. You keep seeing that white guy, that Hollywood star tó wà nínú poster yín. You keep seeing it and you keep thinking, yes, this is the Jesus. So when you see a white man, you voluntarily bow because the image of the Jesus they presented to you is a black guy. And you think, oh no, that doesn't matter. Whether it's white or black, that is none of my business. Jesus is Jesus. Well, you are just deceiving yourself. You are deceiving yourself. So now, the point I'm trying to raise is, Yes. The point I'm trying to raise, which I will need you to speak to, is that can I love Christianity and still love Ìṣẹ̀ṣe? That is me. Now, what you have helped us to achieve this evening is that no, Ìṣẹ̀ṣe is not a religion. It's not something that I'm trying to become. Ìṣẹ̀ṣe is me. The other time that I was in the airport, I dress something like this. It's me. I don't need any validation for this. I don't need someone to tell me that, oh wow, if you put on a very good tie, someone will walk up to, oh hey, nice tie, because that tie is not you. You don't see a white man put on tie or a certain kind of suit and say, wow, nice suit, because that is their dressing. That is who they are. So this is my Ìṣẹ̀ṣe. When you see me hit ẹ̀bà àti ọbẹ̀ tó wù mí láti fi jẹ, ìlara àṣà mi ló ti wá. That is my food. Tẹ́ bá rí mi tí mo jẹ àmàlà láfún àti ọbẹ̀ tó wù mí tí mo fẹ́ fi jẹ, that is me. Now, ohun tá wá ń sọ ni pé ǹjẹ́ ó ṣeé ṣe kí èèyàn fẹ́ràn bí àwọn Mùsùlùmí ṣe ń ṣe nǹkan wọn? Kí èmi rò pé kò ṣeé ṣe o, because you cannot love the Bible and love yourself. Now, the question is not, you cannot love the Bible and not love Ìṣẹ̀ṣe. Ìṣẹ̀ṣe is not a religion to us. Ìṣẹ̀ṣe is us. So, ǹjẹ́ ó ṣeé ṣe fún mi kí n fẹ́ràn Ọlọ́run tó wà ní Bíbélì at the same time kí n fẹ́ràn ara mi? Lójú tèmi kò ṣeé ṣe, nítorí tó bá fẹ́ràn Ọlọ́run tó wà ní Bíbélì yẹn, o ní láti kórìíra ara ẹ̀. O ní láti mọ̀ pé o wà competent. O ní láti mọ̀ pé ó ní àwọn ìwà kan tó gbọ́dọ̀ wù kó tó wọ ọ̀run. O ní láti mọ̀ pé ọmọ tó lè ṣẹlẹ̀, somebody can just die anyhow. Somebody can just erùpẹ̀ lásán ni mí. Àwa ò kì í ṣe erùpẹ̀ lásán. Ọmọ ilẹ̀ ni wá. A kì í ṣe erùpẹ̀ lásán. Ọmọ ọba ni wá, ọmọ aládé ni wá. Nílẹ̀ Kóòtù Òjíire. A kì í ṣe ẹrú. We are not slave of Olódùmarè. Lóòtí o. Nípa àṣẹ tí Olódùmarè pa, nípa ọ̀rọ̀ Olódùmarè ni a ṣe ṣẹ̀dá wa.
Caesar remained Caesar all through the stay. Caesar they didn't change his name. He remained Caesar. Do you know why? Because the Romans know that Caesar is real. Caesar is real. It's a character that you know that is real. And you cannot rubbish my own Caesar because Caesar is real. Nobody translated the name of Caesar, but you translated other people's name or transliterated or whatever it is called. So they translated Caesar. They translated the other names, but left Caesar. Maybe they have called Caesar a different name, but Caesar remains Caesar. because Caesar is real. Now, if you are talking about our own co-administrators, which are the Orishas and Irumole, okay,
Right.
can I be an Isheshe and be a Muslim and be a Christian? Well, you pretty much don't know what you are doing, actually. Because, before the advent of colonization, what would have happened assuming that you were not colonized? What would have happened assuming they didn't bring their guns and whatnot, and took away your space? Because we already have a thriving civilization. We were a thriving civilization. We already have our culture, our way of life, the way we run things, the way we do things, our wedding and everything is already formed.
Right.
So if I am Shisheshe today and say, okay, look, I mean, you are not just fair to yourself, because there is no connection between you and whatever you are doing, because the Christianity and Islam is alien to you. Ajodini is something strange, it's foreign.
Yeah.
Absolutely foreign. And so you just another thing it's just wasting resource and energy. Because now you see it's all about fear. Make sure that you are in the right shape of Jesus, so that you can make heaven. Make you're sure you are okay dada pẹ̀lú Allah pẹ̀lú Ànábì torí tó bá wà pẹ̀lú Ànábì aljana ò sure fún ẹ. It's all about an end point, where you are going to be at the end of the day. But our own Isheshe is not about that. It's about the present. It's about the present. Our Isheshe is about the present. What are you today? Where are you today? What is causing you to be unbalanced? Where can I make sure that my unbalance today? How can I change my now? Now is all about, Isheshe is about now. It's about this moment. It's about this instant. What am I suffering now? How can I make it better now? But the religion, the other foreign religion, is about an hereafter. Where am I going to? How am I going to be? How am I going to be in the right standing of Jesus? And that is why they will keep on ripping the mind of our people that, Obudo wa bai, Obudo shibai, Obudo lo si church lọ́jọ́ báyìí báyìí, Obudo dá owó kan, Obudo ṣe kíní kan, tó bá ṣe kíní kan, wà ní báyìí, wà ṣe kíní kan. It's all manner of mess up. So, òun ló fi jẹ́ wípé èèyàn ò lè máa ṣiyèméjì. Tíyàn bá ti ń ṣiyèméjì, you can't be stable. Òun ṣiyè kan, okay, eléyìí jẹ, eléyìí á jẹ. It's not about that, because Isheshe is not a religion that you are practicing. Isheshe is exactly who you are, what you are. The moment you drink, the food you eat, the clothes you wear, the song that you sing, the mind that is running through you, the sense of your belonging, the community, because it's communal, it's community. Now I'm seeing Arogundade's name now. Orúkọ ìjìnlẹ̀ Yorùbá gangan lélẹ̀. It's in your name. It's in our philosophy. It's in our art. It's in our language. It's in everything. And your language, bẹ́ẹ̀ sọ tẹ́lẹ̀ yẹn pé language yẹn gangan òun gangan the root of everything. Báwo la ṣe fẹ́ sọ pé nísìnyí ní Arógundádé, báwo la ṣe fẹ́ sọ ní èdè Gẹ̀ẹ́sì?
Ní èdè Gẹ̀ẹ́sì.
Báwo la ṣe fẹ́ sọ? The king that fought and took a crown. How do you want to describe that? How do you want to describe that? How do you want to describe Arugudade? How do you want to describe that? How do you want to encapsulate that? Because tẹ́ bá gbọ́ orúkọ yẹn gangan fúnra rẹ̀, ẹ̀yin gan lè mọ̀ pé àwọn eléyìí mọ̀ ń ṣe èèyàn lásán. Ẹ máa mọ̀ pé wọn kì í ṣe èèyàn lásán. The ancestry line of Arogundade, you will know that these people are literally warriors. Either they were warriors, they were fighters in everything that they were doing. So you now come in here, you have this beautiful name because of the so-called westernization and colonization. You will now be giving yourself Jaden. Beatrice, Patricia. So our mind needs to be decolonized. We have to deconstruct. We have to deconstruct our mind from all of this bullshit that the religion has brought, westernization has brought to us. And in Isheshe, there is room for everybody. There is room for a female, there is room for a male, there is room for a child, there is room for everybody. Ayé gba gbogbo ènìyàn. Ayé gba gbogbo ènìyàn. Lè róbìnrin sìn tó bá ní pòkè òun fẹ́ lọ ṣe òun fẹ́ rárí òrìṣà, òun fẹ́ di ìyá nífá. There is room for that. There is room for that. But the religion of the other Christian and Islam is pure patriarchy. Right. It's patriarchal. There is a limit to where you can go to as a woman. There's a limit where you can go to. You can see all the, our MS Baba, they have done a lot of extensive research on all of these things.
Absolutely.
People see obìnrin yẹn beat her, flog her, make her, tí ó bá tẹ́ lọ́rùn lè jáde lọ gbé another new person wá tí ó bá sexually satisfy. That is Islam. And even in Christianity in itself, you say, okay, women should keep quiet, they shouldn't say anything. Yeah. About conquest, even all the conquests in the Bible, you will see. But save yourself the virgin. Yeah. Save yourself the virgins and the flocks. Come on. What kind of God is that? But if I say in book wa dele bare wa ri no kore owo ati omo aba dele. That yes, you have come to meet me. As you are going back, I'm wishing you well. Right. Wa dele bare wa ri no kore owo ati omo aba dele. Come on. So, I don't know how else to say this, but Olódùmarè àti Allah, if Allah or small boy ni tabati en sọ̀rọ̀ àwọn dating ọmọdé ni. And he's just he's trying to develop himself by using fears and threats, unaliving people, if they don't receive my religion, exterminate them, wash them away, do all kind of nasty stuff, exterminate them. He's trying to, because people will rather want to save their lives, right, than being used, by somebody coming to come and exterminate them. But that is what Islam is built upon: fear. Yeah. Wọ́n ní pòkè aṣọ ti kírun lẹ́ni, ó ti kírun ní ó ti kírun Majid, ó ti kírun have you prayed today, have you prayed this prayer, have you prayed that prayer? If you don't pray, ó ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ àdúrà ò bá pé kíní kan kìlà kan. Is built on fear, and Christianity in itself is also built on fear. Our Isheshe is not built on fear. It's never built on fear. If you want to entreat Ifa is doing all that it can to bring you into alignment. It's not about a fear. There's no such thing as fear. There's no fear in it. It's more of, how can I be a better person? How can I be loving to Olodumare? How can Olodumare love me? How can I be a loving to my generation? How can I be loving to my people? How can my culture expand and be exponential? That is what Isheshe is all about. And I hope people who are still locked up in that system begin to see it in that way.
Fantastic. Baba Sheungoni, you have said so much and people are really enjoying you. Fantastic comments here. When you were talking, and I love the comment. Keep telling, let Baba knows how you feel about his point, Yes, I'm trying to find one, but please let me go ahead because time is not being our friends anymore. Yes, thank you. Profound insight, Baba. I just, in our bid to shed more light on what we've been saying, let me quickly read to us according to Deuteronomy 21, 18 to 20, 18 and Deuteronomy chapter 21, verses 18 to 21. I'm going to read it quickly. Now, I recall telling you about my dad, that he was around. And, I love him, even though he's a Christian. dad is extremely open, and I love that spirit, you know. So he listened to me. We were having a debate, respectful debate. Of course, it's my dad, and the Irumole taught us to respect our parents, you know, and they wrote it in our mind. So when you guys start, when those of us that usually ask, oh, tell us a book, because you have a book that told you that these are 10 laws that are given to a people by God. We don't need that. Our Irumole wrote those laws in our mind, that when a certain place is chaotic and an elderly person walked into such sin, bàbá àgbàlagbà yẹn máa béèrè lọ́wọ́ àwọn tó ń dá wàhálà sílẹ̀ pé gbọ́ mi, àmọ́ òtẹ́ ní gbọ́ mo ní gbọ́, ṣebí Yorùbá nìwọ, ṣebí ọmọ Yorùbá nìwọ, bẹ́ẹ̀ ni daddy, and then before you know it, the elder would have that person's hair. Now, this is what the Bible says. If someone has a stubborn and rebellious son who does not obey his father and mother and will not listen to them when they discipline him, his father and mother shall take hold of him and bring him to the elders at the gates of his town. They shall say to the elders, this son of ours is stubborn and rebellious. He will not obey us. He is a glutton and a drunkard. Then all the men of his town are to stone him to death. Sorry, this one, he will not be obey us, and you know, then all the men of his town are to stone him to death. You must purge the evil from among you. A son knew. That is biblical insight into how you should discipline your son. In case your son is becoming stubborn, take him to a city, report him to the elders, and the action of the elders will be to stone that child, to you know, pie the child. Ṣùgbọ́n láì làágùn jìnnà, àṣà ti wá sọ fún wa pé ọmọ ẹni kì í burú ká lè fẹ́kùn pajẹ. Ọmọ ẹni kì í burú ká lè fẹ́kùn pajẹ. Someone like me, they would have stoned me to death. They would have pied me according to the biblical God, because I didn't get it all right growing up. And so many, you know, even our ladies who were stubborn, but our parents would keep saying, ọmọ ẹni kì í burú ká lè fẹ́kùn pajẹ. And you are comparing Olódùmarè wa tó kọ ìyẹn sí ọkàn àyà wa, and compare pẹ̀lú ẹni tó sọ pé kó sọ òkò pa ọmọ tó bá burú nínú Bíbélì. They are not the same. Bí ẹni eléyìí ṣe leléyìí, bí ẹni táwa ń pè ní Olódùmarè, ẹni tó ní ọgbọ́n tí a lè rí díẹ̀, ẹni tó ní ọgbọ́n. According to Professor Sophia, she created an imaginary, you know, pot. Tí àwọn ìyá wa máa ń bu omi sí nígbà yẹn tó máa ń tutù níní. And then ìyá sọ pé ká imagine àmù yẹn, ipe omi wà nú ẹ̀, gbogbo àwọn ẹ̀dá tó wà láyé wọn lọ sínú àmù yẹn, bó ṣe jọ pé ó kéré tó, wọ́n bu omi nínú ẹ̀, ìgbọ́kàn padà sí ni kò gbẹ. Ọgbọ́n tí ò kí ń gbẹ, olójú tí ò Olódùmarè, ọgbọ́n rẹ̀ ó lọ tó jẹ́ pé that is wọn. Ó ṣe dáadáa o kò ṣe dáadáa o, wọ́n máa yan adarí yẹn, ṣùgbọ́n kì í ṣe adarí tá à ń yàn sí yìí o. Adarí tí wọ́n ṣe ètò bí ó ṣe yẹ, nítorí pé a tó yan adarí, a máa ń wo ilé, a máa ń wo ìṣesí ẹ̀ sí àwùjọ, kì í ṣe ìwà tá a wá gbà lọ́wọ́ àwọn amúnisìn tí wọ́n sọ fún wa pé kí ló ṣe ń pè, a prophet of God, you should not criticize him. Báwo ló ṣe sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn náà? Kíní kan, my anointed one, touch not my anointed one, and do my prophet no harm. So the anointed one, they keep on raping our daughters, they keep on frauding the world, they keep on doing those bad stuff. But you guys say, don't judge him, he's a pastor, don't judge him. And we talk to a point and you will say, he's only a man. Yes, that is a man too. But that's your neighbor that is misbehaving, that you are calling the Nigerian police on, is a man too. That's your boss that you are cursing, is a man too. However, your pastor is doing The same thing, you are overlooking it because a book told you what to do. That this is how you must treat these people. And those people, they are taking advantage of you. They are taking advantage of your vulnerability. And we are not opening our eyes. It is still that same system that we have adopted that is validating these leaders that we have, the political leaders. Because even, I think it was Peter that wrote it, that says you must honor all authority that they are ordained by nílẹ̀ tiwa tí ọba kan bá hùwàkúwà nígbà láíláí ọmọ aṣígbá fún ni. Nǹkan tí lára nǹkan táwọn ològbóní wà fún nìyẹn. Lára nǹkan táwọn ògbóní wà fún nìyẹn. Ọba tó bá hùwàkúwà, àwọn ló máa vet ẹ̀, àwọn ló máa bá sọ̀rọ̀ tó bá ti pè sákèsì tí kò gbọ́, wọ́n mọ̀ nǹkan tó yẹ kó ṣe next. Ní àárín wa, a máa ń sọ pé ẹni tó bí olè kò rọ́mọ bí. Ṣùgbọ́n nígbà tí a ti gba àwọn nǹkan tí kò yẹ ká gbà, ó jọ pé ẹni tó bá ti bí olè sìn, ó máa rọ́mọ bí ni. Ìyẹn ló fi jẹ́ pé ẹni tó jẹ́ pé ó mọ̀ pé ọmọ òun ń jalè, àwọn tá ń pè ní Yahoo àti orúkọ tá ń pè wọ́n lóríṣiríṣi, wọ́n mọ̀ pé ọmọ wọn ń ṣe yẹn, wọ́n ti rọ́mọ bí ń sìn yìí o, nítorí ẹ̀sìn tá a gbà. Ẹ̀sìn olè náà lágbà. Ẹ̀sìn olè náà lágbà. Ẹ̀sìn tó sọ pé kí ẹni tí ò ní, ó ní látọwọ́ ẹni tí ò ní láti máa gbà fún ẹni tó ní. Àbí kò sí inú Bíbélì ni? Látọwọ́ ẹni tí kò ní láti máa gbà fún ẹni tí ó ní. Ó ní ẹni tó wà níwájú máa dẹni ìkẹyìn. What kind of thing is that? Ẹni tó wà lẹ́yìn máa di ẹni iwájú látọwọ́ ẹni tí kò ní láti máa gbà fún ẹni tí ó ní. Ṣùgbọ́n Ọ̀rúnmìlà wá sọ pé nǹkan tọ́rúnmìlà sọ rèé, nǹkan tá mọ̀ nípa Ọbàtálá, Ọbàtáṣà, ọba pátápátá tí ń bá wọn gbòde èròjé. A máa ń sọ nípa Ọbàtálá wípé afiníní gbà ní ò sọ ẹnìkan dígbà ẹni. Ọbàtálá máa ń fún ẹni tí ò ní ni, á gbà lọ́wọ́ ẹni tó ní, á fi dá ẹni tí ò ní lọ́lá. Ṣùgbọ́n Ọbàtálá nìyẹn tó jẹ́ olórí láàrin gbogbo irúnmọlẹ̀ àti òrìṣà pátá. Ọbàtálá wa ní àsọ̀rọ̀ lọ́sọ́dọ̀ Olódùmarè o, nítorí òun ni mínísítà tó wà nípa bí a ṣe ṣẹ̀dá wa. Bí Wike ṣe jẹ́ minister of FCT, bẹ́ẹ̀ ni àwọn òrìṣà kọ̀ọ̀kan ṣe jẹ́ minister lórí jurisdiction wọn. So Ọbàtálá máa ń gbà lọ́wọ́ ẹni tó ní ni á wá fún aláìní. Ṣùgbọ́n God tó wà nínú Bíbélì, the biblical God, ó máa gbà lọ́wọ́ ẹni tí kò ní, ó máa fún ẹni tó ní. Ẹ jẹ́ ká ronú bó ṣe yẹ. Ẹ jẹ́ ká ronú bó ṣe yẹ, ẹ má jẹ́ ká bẹ̀rù. Hellfire tó ń sọ yẹn, tó fi kó wa ní omi ọbẹ̀ jẹ, hellfire tó fi parọ́ fún wa, tó ń bà wá lẹ́rù. Tó yẹ pé tá bá sọ pé kíní kan ò ní wá ń kọ́ tó bá wá lọ wá, irọ́ ló pa fún wa. Irọ́ ni bí àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ wa olówó Èkó àti MS bàbá ọkàn fún wa lámbà ní irọ́ lásán ni. That's their irọ́ lásán ni. Irọ́ lásán ni God nínú Bíbélì, irọ́ lásán náà ni Allah, irọ́ lásán ló wá pa fún wa. Wọ́n sọ fún wa nítorí kó lè kó wa níyè lọ. Ẹ wá rí bí orílẹ̀-èdè tí wọ́n ṣe ń dán, tó ti mú ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wa àwọn ọmọ onílé ọlọ́nà, wọ́n ti sọ wọ́n di ẹrú. Iṣẹ́ tí wọ́n lè ṣe ní ilé, ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wọ́n ṣe ní ilẹ̀ àjèjì. Tí ẹnikẹ́ni ṣe ó lè ní there is this kí ló ṣe ń pè? Yes, please feel free, you can do your screen record. Virgo Queen, thank you. Enjoy yourself. The most important thing is for the message to go around the world. We don't want to have a monopoly of this knowledge. Just do what you have to do with it and share it. Ẹ ṣeun gan. So afinini gbà ẹni, òsọ ẹnìkan dígbà ẹni, ìwọ lọba, ìwọ lòòṣà, ó fẹ̀mí ewúrẹ́ rẹ̀ ní ènìyàn. Ṣé bí gbogbo wa lè jókòó, a lè wo pé life tá ń ṣe yìí tó bá ti di around December Èṣù Day, ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣe get together, ká pa ewúrẹ́, ká ṣe barbecue. A kò pa kíní ẹ̀ lásán ni. Ṣùgbọ́n àwọn irúnmọlẹ̀ wa kọ́ wa bí a ṣe ń fi ẹ̀mí ewúrẹ́ ra ẹ̀mí ènìyàn padà. A kì í fẹ̀mí ènìyàn rẹ̀ ẹ̀mí ènìyàn padà lọ́dọ̀ wa o. Àwọn irúnmọlẹ̀ wa ò kọ́ wa bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Tó o bá wá sínú Ifá, o ò ní fojú sunkún ọmọ o. Gbogbo ẹ̀rù, gbogbo irọ́ tó ti pa fún wa kò rí bẹ́ẹ̀ o. àádẹ́ lára àwọn tá máa dálẹ́bi ni àwa tá ń ṣe fíìmù, èmi náà pẹ̀lú. A ti sọ ìsọkísọ nípa àṣà wa, nípa ẹ̀yà wa fún àwọn ọmọ aráyé. Òun ló fi jẹ́ pé tí a bá ń rìn lálẹ́, ẹ̀rù a máa bà wá. Ẹ̀rù nípa àṣà wa, tẹ́ bá rí ẹbọ lóríta mẹ́ta, ẹ sá lọ ni. Nítorí irọ́ tó ti pa fún wa. Gbogbo àwọn nǹkan tá à ń rí ká tó bá rí ẹbọ lóríta mẹ́ta, ó yẹ kí wọ́n náà bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí súre ni. Ó yẹ kó máa súre tó bá ti rí ẹbọ, má sá. Tó bá lè dúró síbẹ̀, máa wúre pẹ̀lú ẹnu ẹ. Ipe gbogbo ohun tí ẹni tí ó gbé ẹbọ yìí sílẹ̀ tí ó fẹ́, Èdùmàrè jẹ́ kó rí bẹ́ẹ̀ fún o, kó dẹ̀ rí bẹ́ẹ̀ fún èmi náà, kí n má fojú sunkún ẹnikẹ́ni, kí n má fara gbàwọ ẹnikẹ́ni. Tó bá jẹ́ pé ọ̀ràn ni, kí n má rogun ọ̀ràn o. Ẹbọ tó dẹ̀ gbé sí oríta mẹ́ta, wọn ò gbé síbẹ̀ nítorí ẹ, ò ní láti bẹ̀rù. Àwọn ẹbọ tá à ń ṣe, a ṣe nítorí ẹ. Tí mo bá gbé ẹbọ sí ìdí èṣù sí, mo ò gbé síbẹ̀ nítorí ẹ. So tó bá ń kọjá níwájú ilé mi, tó bá rí, tó bá lè wúre, just face where you are going. It's not because of you. Kò sí nǹkan tó máa ṣe ẹ́ tó bá fojú rí ẹbọ. Oríṣiríṣi orin, especially àwọn Mount Zion, wọ́n ti ṣe ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ damages, wọ́n ti bà nǹkan púpọ̀ jẹ́. And it is just by them. And now see how rich that organization is. Mount Zion as an organization is very wealthy. Wealthy doing what? Destroying their own culture, destroying their spirituality. And they must sell a foreign stuff to you. They must lie against your own Orisha for them to be enriched. So irọ́ tó ń pa fún wọ tí wọ́n ń gbà yẹn, ìwọ ò gé ní kankan nínú ẹ̀, ṣùgbọ́n àwọn ń gé ní nǹkan nínú ẹ̀. Àwọn ń gba owó lápò ẹ bó ṣe ń parọ́ fún ẹ. Tó bá lọ sí church nísìn, ìwọ ló ń lose owó. Pastor ò lose anything, pastor yẹn ń gba owó lọ́wọ́ ẹni. Ìyà yìí pọ̀. Àwọn jàǹbá tí ó yẹ kó ṣẹlẹ̀, tí ó yẹ ká tiẹ̀ fojú rí rárá, gbogbo ẹ̀ là ń fojú rí. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn ọmọbìnrin wa, wọn ò lè dúró sí ilé ọkùnrin nítorí wọn ò bí Ifá léèrè kí wọ́n tó lọ. Ifá ni ẹlẹ́rìí ìpín. Oh, it's fetish. You would rather go to a pastor that is having marital problem. Your pastor is going through